parents of ugly children. How do you raise a child with healthy self-esteem in this cruel world? As someone who has been told, "You have a smile that even a mother can't love," by my mother, I would say raise the child with a good sense of humor. Ouch. I used to get, "You'll never amount to anything." I fired back once with, "Doesn't my dad still pay your rent?" She didn't like that. I know the feeling. My own mother called me a crackhead and meant it, because I had lost about 50 pounds in a few months when I started my new job. Sorry you had to go through that. Sending you love. That's really depressing. How did you react? If you don't mind, of course. Holy shit, that's fucked up. As a fellow ugly mug sufferer, how you doing? Okay, I hope. Shit man, my mom once told me not to smile because I looked weird. We are brothers with fucked up mothers. People seem to be taking your mother seriously when I think that was supposed to be a joke. Perhaps Reddit could use a little bit of that sense of humor. I don't know you. I never saw you, but I absolutely know that you have a beautiful smile. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. I think I saw you make a comment about that in a thread titled, "What's the meanest thing anyone has ever said to you?" Quote, "I recognize you from a previous comment. So sorry for the things happened to you, sad face. As the ugly child, my parents have just flat out lied to me my entire life." Farther down, someone posted, "No parent thinks their offspring is ugly. I'm sure there are some who do, but I'm certain that most don't. I don't think your parents were lying. My friend was 300 pounds back when he was a teenager. His mom would tell him, 'You're not fat, you're fine the way you are.' Now he's an adult who's nearly 500. No, you're beautiful. The other kids are just jealous. If you can't be handsome, be handy." Red green. Yep. Even though I have a 5 head and a vile, festering boil on my double chin. Giving handjobs got me my first job back in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know what you heard about that place, but they love their handies. Do not confuse this with handsy though. Keep your stick on the ice. Problem is that some people are both. If all else fails, play dead. Just don't be handsy. A friend of mine as a teen was not very smart and his face was covered in severe acne and scars from the acne. He was on the short side and was bow-legged. He did not have great hair, but he was pretty athletic. He never had a problem getting girls. He was really attractive. He was respectful but bold. He was not afraid to make a compliment to anyone. He was confident but not cocky. He understood his limits. I never heard him say a bad thing about anyone. And when he was talking to you, you had his full attention. Good grooming makes a huge difference. Also clothes that fit. Knowing who you are and understanding that you have a lot more to offer than just looks. Be interested in others. And be interesting. Know something about something and be ready to share. A note about the grooming thing. This is something my wife pointed out while we were watching Queer Eye. For a good 90% of ugly people, good grooming will radically change their appearance for the better. And for the other 10%, it sure as hell won't hurt. This is great advice for anyone. Personality is huge, but it can't really be taught. Emo. Sounds like his winning feature. Parents can do their best, but a lot of it is just going to come out from that person's experiences. Growing up, I knew a guy with classic good looks. He was athletic, tall, popular, and a model. I couldn't stand him because he was so full of himself. I would have liked him so much more if he had any of the qualities this guy possessed. He grew up in my neighborhood and I watched him treat girls and guys alike horribly if they didn't fun all over him and tell him how wonderful he was. Greater than good grooming makes a huge difference. Also clothes that fit. Along with shaping your body in the gym, there is very little about a person's physical attractiveness that is completely outside of their control. Manners maketh man. I feel like if you carry yourself like you're hot shit, read, confident, not cocky, then you're hot shit. He wasn't super attractive or ugly, but I thought he would make a great BF for anyone. And he knew that even though he had How did he describe himself? Maybe overweight. Can't quite recall, but he knew that despite whatever flaw he had, he always had a GF lickety-split. Doubt he would have dated me. But I wouldn't have dated him though, cause he was so much fun and I wouldn't have wanted BFGF feelings thrown into the mix. He was so frickin' funny and easygoing. I swear. A chameleon or something. A capybara. Anyone who talked to him had lots of laughs and walked away happy. That could be a bad sign with the whole "look out for the person who smiles the most because they might just be the saddest," but I really don't believe that he was depressed or anything. He was the type of person who more than likely would have talked about it if he was. 'Cause he talked about anything and everything. Edited a word. Talkin' like a hillbilly. I know a guy just like that, lol. He's liked by everyone. Deleted. I dunno, man, sounds like he was pretty smart. Greater than a friend of mine as a teen was not very smart and his face was covered in severe acne and scars from the acne. Greater than he was really attractive. Monsieur. What? This should be cross-posted onto incel subs. I cannot stress enough how accurate this is. Women will say they have a list of tall, handsome, such and such colored eyes, big income, super high IQ, but I swear, with 95% of the women I know, that will go to straight out the window in the face of a man who knows how to compliment a woman, talk to women like human beings, is respectful of women, has nice manners and performs basic hygiene. The man I know who most consistently has women falling all over him legit looks like an alien. Well, as someone with a father who kept telling me I was too ugly and disgusting for anyone to ever love me, I imagine that making sure the kid knows they're loved for who they're on the inside would go a long mile. Your dad sounds like a jerk. As the ugly child, I can say confidently, don't focus on your kid's appearance. It's much better to focus on the things they're good at or their achievements, because the kid will already get the point across that they're ugly from what kids at school say and just accept it. Some even end up joking about it themselves, which surprisingly helps to deal with it. So just how gay are your muffins? Greater than don't focus on your kid's appearance. And especially don't promise your kid that they'll grow into themselves by a certain age. I did. Finally. Around the age of 20. But years and years of, well, it'll change in middle school, well, it'll change in high school, well, college is a new world, gave me a complex about my appearance that I haven't fully untangled yet. Better to teach them to dress well and take care of their body. Cultivate your child's hobbies and talents. And find healthy environments where they can develop their interpersonal skills among their peers and other adults. To the best of your financial ability, of course. Honestly, the most important part of forming a healthy self-esteem is the family system, monsieur. Unconditional acceptance by parents and siblings will form a solid base. Even if the person gets bullied at school, add to that challenging the child and guiding him towards success and the development of good abilities to face life's problems. And you should have a person with a healthy self-esteem. Even if that person is god-awful ugly. Outside validation matters. OFC. But good parenting can go a long way. Really. As someone who is 30 and has hated himself his whole life, I can tell you that what you said, while it sounds nice and all, is meaningless. No offense. I've had unconditionally accepting parents. I've been bullied in school a lot. I'm probably god-awful ugly. I don't know. If a kid grows up ugly, their environment will let them know. And that's all it takes to ruin you. It did the job well for me. No matter how loving your family is. I grew up to resent myself every single day. I'm 30 and no one has ever been into me all my life. And I get it. Why would any girl want this face if they can have any other? I don't think there is anything you can do as a parent other than trying to pick any positive thing you can find and tell the kid. Compliment theme, monsieur. I've never received any compliment about my looks all my life. Again, I get it. I must be repulsively ugly. But I still think if other people find something in their kid that's positive, they should say it. That's all one can do. My sister has a 20-year-old daughter. Poor girl got the big nose, unibrow, horrible skin, overweight with tiny breasts, wild hair and some messed up teeth. She went through school non-stop, bullied. No boyfriends and barely any friends. She makes no effort on her appearance at all because her whole life her mom told her she was beautiful. Last time I saw her was at a party and I said you should have at least brushed your hair. Her response was, "Shut up, I'm beautiful." So that confidence is there. And my sister will jump down your throat if you say otherwise.
That's it!